live stream and
And I
everything.
am now streaming.
Cool.
Is this stream live?
Let's take a look.
Let me see when I see it. Ooh, I see an excellent connection. There we are. We are officially official.
All right. So, welcome again. This is our second podcast of this 2025 year-end season. We failed to introduce the channel a little bit the last time, I think. So, and I apologize in advance. My voice is, not so good anymore. Anyways,
you're sick.
yeah. Oh, because I'm sick. That's right.
Yeah, he
It's
doesn't
all
have
those
other
rock
issues.
concerts. Never been to a concert in my life. Okay. Anyways, so our channel. We wanted to start a podcast to talk about tech, AI, advancements in societies, trying to find a voice, right? That's becoming harder and harder as the barrier to entry is becoming lower and lower to really find a job in the tech industry, right? You guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'm here because I don't like being on camera, so I'm trying to join this podcast to get comfortable, I suppose. So, yeah, and we wanted to discuss our different ideas we've been having. So,
Yeah.
so this whole thing, sort of how it connects with AI and everything, is a lot. We've tried many different business ideas, and we keep sort of ending. Everything leads to where are the customers?
Yep.
So, and where the customers comes from, like either you have to organically find them, which is really, really hard. You have to do some sort of paid promotion, or it all leads back to some massive amount of investment to really start to get any sort of traction. So, and with the AI, lowering the barrier to entry, I feel like many people in all facets are able to build apps, build products. Like there's a tsunami of products. Like tons of entrepreneurs and companies are just spitting out products like crazy.
Yep.
And that includes like just loads of AI slop. And we're getting to the point where AI slop is getting sort of fun. So it's like that looks terrible, but it's hilarious. But so it and then it leads to this whole road led us to what is authentic. um, I feel like with the surplus of AI slop and products, more so to find the audience, I feel like being authentic, um, and gaining that trust is important. So
And that's
we're
why we're here, right?
yeah, we're sort
Yeah.
of trying to be ourselves and not be scripted, but not be totally boring either. So we're trying to, I guess, reach in different areas that we can explore sort of the tsunami of what AI is doing to everybody,
Right.
and sort of a therapy session to talk it out.
Yeah. And we are definitely not the experts.
No,
on
no,
anything.
Absolutely not.
no.
Absolutely not.
We hope to draw some dots and try to make sense of things, but
Yeah.
ask the hard questions, right? So
And we figure we bring all of you guys, the viewers, along for the ride.
yeah.
How about you, Orson? What do you have to say about all this?
What do I have to say about all of it? I mean, I have a lot to say about all it. I don't think we want to be here for 15 hours with all
In
of
the
my
Okay.
thoughts
introduction.
on
Well,
the
how do
subject.
you feel about the pursuit of an audience?
Oh,
Right.
actually, that's a great, it's a thought I've been thinking about because that makes sense, right? No, so I've wanted to do things, and like build business and all this, but yeah, it all comes down to we're going into this new age per se. I guess every age you had to have like your group of followers, but even more so, the people that are going to keep each other afloat are your are your followers of whatever you're doing.
Yep.
Your audience is your landmine. So if you betray them, then they're not going to be too happy. If you take care of them and give them what uh, they kind of want, then they're gonna be there for you. And that's something. And everything seems to be going towards content, or I guess it has for the last 10 years. And
Hmm.
I guess the rest of us are finally just going, well, I guess we'll make some content now. I mean, I've
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're not making content, we feel over the next 5 to 10 years, uh, you may be
Useless.
useless. When
you're
we
going to
will,
be one of the cogs in the machine, right? You're going to be
we will,
working for a corporation,
yeah,
Any
moving
any
their product.
redundant task, they're gonna automate that. So
Yeah.
no matter what technical skill you have, it's just poof. You know. Even yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It's a weird
Anyways,
world.
welcome to the channel. We have a somewhat structured topic today. We would also, want to hear your guys' thoughts on what you would be interested in hearing that's related to um, pursuing an audience, whether that's through a small business or through online content. But today we are talking about if suddenly uh,
Hey, Phil,
AI,
before we get to that,
yes.
how was your holiday? I mean, how was your Christmas?
Uh,
Phil's doing business here, so we're gonna.
hey, you know
Orson
what?
Talk
wants to.
business.
They
Orson
wanted me to
wants
be
us
the
to
host,
be
but
authentic. So
I guess I should stick with the
we didn't
pleasantries
open.
first.
Yeah.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I think I did. My opinion is that you go into a holiday with zero expectations and you get a good holiday every single time.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Drew? How was your Christmas?
It was good. No complaints. It's weird when you're older and not 7. You always. It seems like it gets like every year. It's like do do do. It's not as like
Magical.
Yeah.
magical. And they had like all of the good movies like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Home Alone. It was all through a paywall this year, so I was like, ugh. So all my fun shows were shut down unless I had to pay for them. So that was annoying. But um, food was good. Visiting family was fun. Um, yeah, no complaints. I had a good Christmas. How about you,
It was
Orson?
an excellent Christmas. We so my girls went and they hung out with their grandparents, and they had Christmas down there. And then today we actually celebrated Christmas up here. So they got to open their presents, and Santa Claus left some good ones, some chaos with what was it, the Switch 2. And oh my gosh, Nintendo, please fix yourself. Please. You're making it hard to buy content, and I don't like it.
All right.
Um, but yeah, it was good. We had a good time.
Good to hear. Holidays are always better when you're not sick. I'll just say that. Now,
True.
Almighty Orson, are we allowed to proceed with business?
Uh, Business may proceed.
Okay, thank you. So, if AI suddenly disappeared tomorrow, how much slower would your job be? That is our icebreaker.
So we this podcast would not be running.
Yeah,
That's for
that's
sure.
very true.
And
We
I don't mean in the sense of talking about AI, I mean in the sense of the app and everything we built to do this. So
yeah, yes.
we
We
would be on a Zoom call.
we put some time and effort into building some tools using AI that makes things a little bit easier for us.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Um,
It
what about you,
definitely helps.
Orson?
It definitely helps having like the systems experience to understand how it all should fit together for the application. So yeah, we built some custom tooling. We're bespoke, as they say. Um, but yeah, no, AI is it's great. If it disappeared, I would be sad. And this is why. It's not because it can do stuff for me. It's because it has made it so much easier to pick up a topic and learn. I've always wanted to learn how like firmware is written, and I had no clue where to go to learn how to do that. People are like, search the internet.
Yeah.
So I did,
And you have to search the internet.
and I was searching and I was
Yeah.
looking for I don't know if I was just in the wrong places. I couldn't find anything. And I just wanted to understand. It's the stupidest reason. Since I was 23, I've always wanted to understand how a keyboard and the switches communicate with the computer because it's magic.
Yeah.
And it's been super helpful to be able to, be
What did
able
you
to
learn
teach me how this works.
in,
Well,
in 30 words or less? How does a keyboard communicate with the computer?
so you have a controller on a keyboard, and then it is translated from this is a rudimentary understanding. I'm still I'm still
I'm putting
learning.
you on the spot.
I know. Why would you do that?
I
You
just
need you
explain
need
it like
to
you're
do
talking to a
some
5 year
more
old.
I have to teach
prompts and he'll
people
get
to
it.
understand. But yeah, so the controller then translates. The part that's still magical to me is the like the diodes and the electrical engineering part of it, which is the part I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah,
But I've built like my own custom keyboard using someone else's firmware, QMK,
nice,
um,
nice.
and ZMK for those. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that without AI.
AI. Yep. I
Yeah,
mean,
my
five
job would
years
be
ago,
broke.
it sounds like 5-10 years ago. In your case, there's a lot of people in the tech industry that specialize in
Mhm.
stuff, but with AI coming around in 5-10 years, you'll have a lot more people like who'll, oh yeah, I could go learn that in a couple of days and write your own thing. So yeah, you
Yeah,
guys have
most
anything
definitely.
else?
Yeah, definitely the how can I say? Like with AI, I feel like I can go maybe not learn anything I want, but find at least a path to the answer I'm looking for. You at least have hope.
Yeah,
There's not this like, search the internet through Google and go through 20 pages trying to find something. You can get right to it. And without it turning off, like if it turned off, it would be like Orson said, it would be sad because I've become really reliant on it.
so that's really interesting because all three of us were like, we use it to learn stuff. But when you think of AI, it's like, oh, AI can do stuff. So we're like, is that what the industry is using it primarily for, other than like visual, like photos and video or whatever?
It's like having an excavator. Like you know how to dig with a shovel, right? And then you jump in this thing and start digging holes in the ground and like, oh, it's worked and oh, I hit a power line and you know, it's this huge amount of leverage to do huge things. And with automation, with agents, you can be like, okay, excavator, dig a hole in these different spots while I'm gone. So, you know, we're at the beginning.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be at this at the beginning of this new era that is coming. Um, and I think it is scaring people because of how fast it's arriving. Um, and everybody's worried about like everything being a pump bubble or whatnot. And financially in the stock sector, I guess that's a concern. But the the thing we have to understand is regardless of what it does over there, it's just going to keep, it's just going to keep moving. Um and a trend I've seen recently, and I've been trying to learn how to do this at in my home labs, is set up AI locally. Obviously, not on these super powered terab terabytes of processing power, teraflops, and all that fun stuff, but just be able to like run it locally and just small models. And I see a trend coming in the future where models won't be so general, and they'll move towards like super specialized knowledge towards things. And I feel like that's actually a really like excellent move for the AI industry. I still think they should, keep attempting to make a Jarvis type system, because that would be awesome to
Yeah.
just be able to go, "Hey Jarvis, I need this done," and it goes, "Okay, I am now calculating this for you. Okay, we're done." Like that would
Well,
be
it would
that'd be
be more
cool.
like, "Are you sure? Your wife told me not to do that, so let's rethink this for a second."
Yeah,
And
you
that's
know,
where I want AI to be.
about the Jarvis thing, um, they have like the Amazon Alexa and the different home devices, and I feel like they haven't implemented AI very well at all. They're really
Boo! They're so
old.
bad.
They're so
Yeah.
terrible. Like you need to be able to, like, I've been using the Codex command line interface controller, and I used to make scripts with AI and like a chat bot, and now I'm talking in my terminal saying, you know, delete the files on my desktop or open YouTube, and you can just through AI you can control different aspects and build many things simultaneously. And I feel like these home devices, once they start, start my car, turn off my kitchen light, and you know,
Internet of Things.
yeah, when
Yeah,
they start connecting it to the Internet of Things, then it will become hopefully more of a Jarvis sort of thing where it
I hope
not
so.
only controls various things, but gives you a much better response than what these things are used for, which is a timer, which everybody just uses their Alexa for a timer. I don't really know what else they use it for.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So,
weather.
The
oh, the weather,
the weather, yeah,
Alexa, is it gonna
directions.
rain today?
yeah. It's just those
or
things are
or
so
music.
useless and they have so much potential. Hopefully there becomes some progress there. Anyway,
So, Phil, um, why do you think? I mean, we're moving really quick. So, why do you feel like developers are so scared? Is it because they have like this niche skill of like programming, and that's what they've been doing for the last several years? See, I feel like because I've been in the industry, and so I kind of see it from both paradigms. One, yes, it could theoretically replace everything that we all do. And two, it's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's kind of freeing because you can uh, iterate so quickly now without breaking your brain. And as long as you understand like how systems go together and how you would build them from, excuse me, afar. Um, you know, so what do you think, Phil? Why are they scared?
Well, okay. First of all, to answer that question, we need to understand what AI is really good at.
That's true.
So it is good at generating a text response. It's getting much better at generating images and video. So AI can't do your laundry. As far as I'm aware, it can't wash your dishes.
No,
So
no.
if
You have
AI,
to have the bot that someone uses VR. I think it was Neo or whatever the bot
I did hear about that.
uses VR to like do the dishes for you. So so they
So
just
yeah.
get a bunch of
Oh,
people.
I have a very interesting
Oh yeah,
idea on that. So Phil in the last episode talked about VR and he kind of said it came and went and it was cool and now it's not so cool. And so Optimus with Tesla, they're about to launch their robots pretty soon. And I was thinking to myself, what are these things going to do? They may walk around and open doors and do some various tasks. They launched another robot a few months back, which had it sort of looked like the stuffed animal with like button eyes almost. It looked really weird, but they officially launched it. And how it's working is they have someone on the other end, which Tesla used the same method. Someone on the other end controlling a lot of like the do the dishes sort of thing and the
yeah.
do your laundry sort of thing with a VR. There's a guy on the other end that is controlling it remotely. So, what I was thinking of is like, how is this going to, how are these robots going to practically do legit things that they won't get confused? And I was thinking that imagine you have self-driving cars. Imagine you are at home and you need something. So I was thinking that say you have like a grocery store, and next to that grocery
Mhm.
store you have a Optimus sort of station where there's a bunch of Optimuses sitting there. And so when someone would create an order to do any sort of tasks, they would sort of activate. You know how you get like a DoorDash?
Yep.
You would say, "Oh, rent this robot to grab me groceries," and da 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 da, and you can go in there and pick your fruit and do different things, and then you can deliver it to a self-driving car, and then that thing shows up at your house. So you know what I mean? You did your own grocery shopping with the Optimus robot by controlling it with VR.
Oh, so you'd like walk around the store, but
Yeah. Or
Oh
even
no.
you could go to on vacation. I mean, you're not there and it's not the same
Yeah,
as putting on a VR goggles and having a
yeah,
simulated world.
yeah,
It's
but
like,
if let's say you're on a cruise and your whole family went, but you had to stay home because one thing or another, the cruise line has a bank of, you know,
yeah, yeah, yes.
robots.
That's a good
You
point.
you log in and then you could spend a couple hours hanging out with your
Yeah,
family
exactly.
and having
Exactly.
laughs. Um,
Isn't that
I
okay.
wild
could see
though?
it. I
It's
could
I
just
see it.
like
mean,
I
have
mean,
you
that's like a
guys
practical way it could happen. Go ahead, Orson, sorry.
no, no, no. Okay, so I love film, I love books, I love graphic novels. What you guys are literally describing is there's a graphic novel and a movie by the name of Surrogates, or
Yes.
Surrogate.
Yep.
And so,
It's sort of
the
like
I
that.
as long as you would okay, so the problem with in my mind with that whole paradigm is you can't feel anything, right?
Right.
So like unless they make some crazy advancements where you can like actually feel through the VR, which that sounds crazy.
Not gonna go there.
Like you can
Yeah.
grab the poles, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
mean, it would be cool to just, hop on a cruise liner VR, but not be in. what is that? Augmented VR reality?
Yeah, I'm just saying like that's a use case I can see where two things explode, which is VR and these robots. Where is it, other scenarios I just don't see it really. Like I don't know how they're ever going to get enough data to train a robot to like take an engine out of your car
That
without
yeah.
a systematical way like with they can reverse engineer how to take it apart like a big factory, but not with the dexterity of a robot, I don't think.
Well,
Not anytime soon, I don't think.
so I mean, they already have like robots and machines that can conduct surgery, right? And
Yeah.
they do it at a, I wouldn't say perfect, nothing is perfect, but a pretty remarkable success rate. I
Yeah.
don't know what kind of surgeries that, we're giving over to machines and computers and AIs.
Mhm.
I definitely currently in the current state would not give an LLM access to conducting surgery. I don't think that would work
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
unless us, developers and system engineers can find a better way uh, than currently. So I
But,
feel
with the surgery, they have the stereoscopic, what is that what they call it? You could probably, with the VR headset, have somebody halfway across the world do a surgery with VR,
Yeah.
controlling those robots. And if you can do that, a surgery, you can go to the grocery store and grab someone's milk. I think.
yeah, yeah. So how would like well, that would be interesting. Like you don't want to get out of your bed, so you just,
Yeah, well, it's like someone who's, like
you rent a
sick or
robot
or,
for
or
a
like
day.
or like elderly people, or if you want it, like for instance, you could go in a robot into some super hostile, scary place and just be like, doo doo doo, and just check it out. And you just like get you get
Drew
some
wants to
really
go to
good
like Qatar or something.
you get some really good
I was thinking
insurance,
of the
and you
streets on
just
Chicago or something.
yeah,
He wants to go to Compton.
yeah. Or with robots, you could do fun things. I don't know. That's just an interesting thought I had.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I get the idea of robots, but I don't get the idea of how they would be cheaper than just hiring DoorDash, like somebody, a human, to go grab the milk, put it in their car, and drive.
Um,
Or at the same
I'm,
time,
you'd be doing your own
it's
DoorDash from a remote distance.
sort
with
so
your
or
own personal robot.
well, no, but you can hire the door. For instance, you could
Rent
hire.
a bot.
Let's just say that there's a door or not a DoorDasher. There's a shopper, right? And they could take. Well, how would you do that? Anyway, they would be controlling this robot, and they would have a stack of orders and just keep going and going.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I think we found a $1 million idea.
Yeah. That,
Let's get
involves
on this.
I'm just
robotics
saying.
and
I was
engineering
just trying
and
to draw the dots on how this isn't just oh, invest in this because it's cool, or like how does it in reality become something that's useful and not
Yeah.
too far fetched that it's just a cool thing that never really turns real.
the only advantage that I can see the VR controlling a robot is any situation that requires human judgment. Um, like the classic, do you save the one person being run over by a train, or like the school bus of adults being run over by the train? Uh, AI, I don't know if anybody would want to trust AI to solve that rather than, a human.
Hmm.
So you
So if
make it,
you,
what if you make it like a quick time event? So if there was people that were on, their VR headset or whatever it is, and a crazy event like that happens, it's put in front of a bunch of people for like 100 people,
Well, I
and
was
then
thinking like
they choose.
firefighters.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
bomb squad. Imagine bomb squad. They
Yeah.
have a little robot with like tank tracks that's like that's not very good. And if you can go in with a Tesla and like with your fine fingers do stuff and use AI to I don't know, just I don't know if that's a good example either, but I'm sure
So
there's a lot of cases where currently all the robot can do is open a door and like Phil was saying, I want it to do my laundry, you
yeah, I
know.
wanted to do all the stuff I don't want to do. Clean the house, do the laundry, take out the
Yeah.
garbage, all those
Well, you know what happens
repetitive
though?
tasks.
Like, let's
Dishes.
say let's say all of your household chores are taken care of, all your meals are cooked. So now you have
It's
a
like
whole lot of
Wally.
free time on your hands. You're either
Yep.
going to spend it learning
Or talking
or
to us.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be learning or building an audience.
So that means the future, if those things do happen,
Hmm.
pursuing an audience will become even more important.
I see
Maybe.
what you did there.
So, can AI code faster than humans? How about that? What if we talked about that for a little bit? Because we're talking about
Well, of course
advancements
it
in
can.
AI.
Yeah.
So interesting about this topic. There what's his name? Jensen Hong, the CEO of NVIDIA. He says the future syntax of coding will be English.
I think it's
What
always been kind of going that direction though, right? I mean,
you just
so
talk to it and boom, brrr, it'll
that's
give you
been
what
the
you want.
it's been the dream. And now that, the dream is slowly coming true, it's interesting to see how much what is it? Opposition you have towards it. Because first you had like binary, and that was like ones and zeros. And then you had assembly, and then you had like C, and then you had C++. And we've just kept adding languages onto the stack, and we've abstracted all of the stuff that happens at the binary level. And now when we're going to, hey, I can write something in English, why is that such a
Okay,
terrible?
let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do we have now that is programming in English that could be similar to
What,
programming in English?
what,
Well, it's just what I mean
It's
by
it
that is just you just talk into the terminal, build me an app to
right,
count to
right. So
count to 10,
what
and
does
then it does
society
whatever it
have?
wants and it's
what do
done.
we have access to? Like, are
No,
we
I'm,
talking?
I'm talking about like real world situation where a human talks to something. I guess
An Alexa?
what I'm getting at is like college or high school, a human talking to another human in plain English, right?
Mhm.
So eventually AI will be
Just like a
like
human talking to a
just
human?
like a human talking, like a human talking to the AI, saying, this is what I want.
I wonder when it intuitively makes decisions for us. Like it knows what we need before we need it, and I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. But where do we become like if no one's going to school and college because AI is just on fire and taking care of everything, like
Oh, that kind of fire, a good
yeah,
fire.
well, it's just gonna kind of know, self decide what's supposed to happen.
But remember, the AI is only good at text, images, and video, right? Like,
Yeah, but coding, we're talking about coding too. Those text and images and image recognition and video recognition also can program things to control things to do things,
So,
right?
Phil, what are you trying to say exactly?
if we get to a point where we talk to AI like a regular human and they respond like a regular human, what industries are replaced? Or what,
Oh.
what does society, how does society function?
Well,
Because
I
there's a whole lot of like therapists and a whole lot of other things humans talk to communicate. It's that
yeah.
communication.
So what you're saying is like, when does it become like a guest on our show? Where
Right.
it's not I ask you a question and you give a text result that goes "Blah," and
Yeah.
then you're like, "Oh my gosh."
When AI becomes when you communicate to AI like another human,
Yeah.
what does that look like? How does that impact?
So I
And
feel
yeah.
like I mean, I'm always going to go to movies or books, but you could literally go to like with that idea, you could go to Blade Runner because the whole premise
Yeah,
of Blade
yeah.
Runner
Mhm.
is what does it mean to be human? And I think the fascinating thing is I don't feel like people will just all of a sudden stop writing or thinking or doing all these other tasks that yeah a machine can do, but I feel like you're going to have the people that want to one keep the skills, and two try to be authentic and non-machine like.
So, about that, Blade Runner, you mentioned Blade Runner. And so
Yes.
we're talking about when an AI talks to you. And Blade Runner is sort of that, but the AI is not an all-knowing entity. It's like it's meant to be mimicking and, almost like cloning a human, right? So, in that scenario, it's not like in the newer one, he didn't realize he was who he was. He thought he was just a
Yeah.
regular person, right?
Hmm.
And so I don't know what the future will be if it's useful to make, these new Tesla trained uh, robots to be human like, whether they don't have all the skills. They're more sort of dumbed down to fit certain tasks, so that we can relate to them more
Yeah.
too. So like we're talking with each other, we're not like none of us is like this all-knowing AI. We have our strengths and weaknesses. We're just different people, you
Yeah.
know. I don't know. That's the interesting thing.
Well, I mean, you
Well,
also have like you go, Phil.
Phil,
Phil wants to
just
say something.
just put just
they
put
want
mute.
me to be the host.
Just mute him. Don't listen to him.
He's just gonna start muting.
I'll
our-
mute
uh,
you and then I'll say you're coughing.
well, don't make
The
me
louder
get
you
started.
scream, the harder you cough.
Totally forgot what I was going to say.
Well, you have all the time you need.
What was I gonna say?
Live
Oh
on
yeah,
camera.
okay. So let's say AI, they advance so much they become human, right? What would stop everyone from having their own AI likeness? Ready Player One. You want to go talk to movies?
Heck
Everyone
yeah.
has their own avatar.
Ready Player One avatar is the digital version of the Optimus physical version.
Correct. So it's would be no stretch of the imagination to pay a company
So
to
you're talking about the
upload your
Matrix now.
yeah, to upload
Ooh, this is gonna
your
be fun.
likeness to an AI, and then you could market your AI likeness to whatever company.
Then
But don't
why
you
need a
have to
physical
like
world when you can have the digital world to live in?
yeah, wouldn't you have to be like already like well known to be able to pull something like that off? Well, I guess no. Maybe? I don't know.
Well, people would want certain types of, I don't know, like could you rent somebody's likeness to use?
So I
That's like a
decided
Black Mirror thing.
I
They
wanna
have
be
that.
Bruce Willis for a day, and I can just rent Bruce Willis
So
Right.
and
you guys have seen Black Mirror, right? One of the main things they
yeah,
do is they have these episodes where they put a thing on their forehead and they download someone's complete likeness, and then
yeah,
they grab them and stuff them in an Alexa. And so when you ask it a question, it's like if you were put inside an Alexa, you'd be like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing good. How's the weather?" And then you have to answer, "Oh, the weather's this." And then you don't know you're living in that little thing.
that's I don't know, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, like a trap, right? Kind of weird.
It's a
Okay.
trap.
We are like way deep. Um,
Dude, just do your homework, Phil. Watch Black Mirror. You'll be
yeah.
caught up.
Watch Black
Okay.
Mirror, watch Blade Runner, watch Ready well, you've already watched Ready
They
Player
had
One.
an episode where they were all living on a spaceship for eternity, a bunch of, male and female co-eds, and they all had Barbie bodies, so they couldn't burn the time anyway. And they were they were stuck.
I never knew that I could get even more confused.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Orson?
Yeah, I
You've
know
seen
what
that
you're
one, right?
talking about.
Yeah,
No, but the description makes perfect sense.
yeah. Anyway,
Next.
yeah. Let's move on.
Moving
Okay.
on.
So let's get back to the whole like AI programmer dilemma.
Developers? Yeah.
The world needs programmers to make more digital assets.
Do they though?
Do they? Yeah.
I feel like there's enough digital assets.
Well, there's always somebody who has a new idea or wants something different, right?
That's true.
So tell
Um,
me this: what's the difference between the person who codes the program and the person who tells the programmer what to program? Like you have the person that has the vision that says, "I want this app to do these different things," and then they know the big picture, but
Mhm.
then the developer knows how to do get down in there and make it a reality. So
well,
the
there's a few
dig
steps
down in
that you're
there.
missing there.
Oh,
So
sure. What are the steps?
you have the big picture, and
Uh-huh.
then you have about 30 teams that handle each individual component of that. So the developer is actually like three rungs down.
Yep.
You have the
So
director,
AI
the
kills the whole
manager, the
tree? Is that what you're saying?
product
No,
owner,
it
the
can't kill the whole tree yet.
It can
It,
be, well, not no, okay.
no, no, because
Currently, it can't kill the tree, but in the
currently,
future, the high
no.
level guy is going to be able to say, "Give me this, get the
You'll
results."
always I think for the near future, you're always gonna need an architect of the whole platform. And I
yeah.
feel like a lot of developers just write, 5 minutes of a platform. They make their feature, they make their pull request, they merge it into the master setup. And I feel like AI could easily do most of that. Um, Now I wouldn't trust it with certain features in your branches with Git, but
So there is one little difference here that as human, we are all really good or terrible at different things, right?
Mhm.
Which actually works really well as a society because you have some people who like to plan and organize and compartmentalize. You have the high level thinkers who are like, oh, this is the next newest hottest thing. But then you have other people who they don't want anything to do with it. They just want A, B, C, all the way, and they just want to start plugging away at stuff and working. And so with AI killing the tree, as you said,
Mm.
would AI just be naturally good at everything?
Yes, yes. Currently, it's not because there's all these holes. It's like creating an agent. You have to very finely tune all the little things to get the
Yeah.
whole pipeline to go. And once it builds up enough knowledge to handle all these different types of trees, um, you just control from the trunk and everything will go.
Well, to Orson's point at the beginning of the podcast, we talked about um, specialization of certain AIs. Uh,
Specialization of prompting, maybe.
well,
I
like for
you
example, currently, you'll have Claude, who's really good at writing stuff, but sucks at UI, and ChatGPT is a little bit better at UI, but then Gemini is really good at image
Yeah,
generation or
for
whatever.
now,
So
but don't you think they're just gonna sort of merge in on abilities? I don't think there's going to be this, I think there's going to be a winner, is what I'm saying. They're
do
going to
we
eat up
wa
all
I
the
don't
other
think we
ones.
want there to be a winner, though.
I don't think we want there to be a winner. Also, I totally agree. That's
Like,
scary.
we
That's a
want
lot of
we
control.
yeah, we want the competition,
Yeah.
because then it pushes the other competition to
And
compete. That's a lot of competition
I
words.
th- I think what is going to prevent a quote winner of everything is going to be um I guess, how do you say, control, monetization, and censorship, those sort of things. So the
Yes.
more they say we have the power, now we're going to control you, people will be like, no, you're not. I'm going to go use DeepSeek or whatever, and yeah,
Feeding all the information to
that could get
China.
very political and all kinds of stuff. Who
so
knows
I
where
have a
that's
question
Yeah.
for you then. Currently, big industries, they have credits that they can spend on pollution, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, do you think AI companies will get to a point where the demand for resources to run all the data centers and everything, if obviously the government will probably take a ridiculous amount of time to catch up and to actually implement these kind of restrictions, but I could foresee AI companies being restricted on how much resources, like the planet's resources, to consume. You know, see where I'm going with this? Like,
Yeah.
they're going to space.
um,
That's how they plan to solve that.
Yeah,
so,
they did say that.
Yeah.
so okay, yeah, go to space, but
So
then
invest in SpaceX if it ever becomes a thing.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, remember, we are not the experts. We do not know what we're talking about. And
like,
we
subscribe, and
and we
leave a
and we
comment.
mean that. We not just say that. We mean that. And listen,
No,
Phil says, yeah,
oh yeah, well, like I guess the point why I say that is it may incentivize AI agents to specialize if they have a limited amount of computing
Oh, yeah,
hardware.
yeah.
Like the big run on memory and electricity, all of these different things that
Mhm.
the massive data centers, they may not be able to be really good at everything because it would just
Um,
take too much
to your
resources.
exact point to that, um, in the earlier days, not too long ago, months ago, they had a version of, I guess, ChatGPT and Gemini that were pretty good. Um, and then in the um, recent time, we're getting models that are coming out that have like emojis and "you're doing good" and like they act like they're just kind of shallow. And like, I think they're nerfing things on purpose for that very reason, so they run lighter.
I wouldn't say they're nerfing things. I would say they're
Some filtering process.
restricting things.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's more of like, I wouldn't say censorship, even though that's kind of how it feels sometimes. Like
Yeah.
if I go to Claude Code and say, "Hey, I want to build a hacking tool," it goes, "Nope, nope, can't help you with that. I can help you with something else." And I'm like, but I want to understand. Like it makes it hard for Black Hat, but Black Hat's gonna figure it out anyway. But if a white hat wanted to, dive into like a theory behind it, it makes it hard to study at the same time.
To
And
protect against the black hats.
exactly. And the thing is, Black Hats are always ahead.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah. Yep.
always.
for that
That's
exact
true.
reason.
Yeah.
They're already finding like the weaknesses in our current AI infrastructure through prompt injection, where they can take an image and then they can put a prompt inside of said image and then upload it, and then it tricks the AI into doing things. Like I was watching a video the like a couple weeks ago, and it was about this exact thing. And so what the security experts were doing is like, I wonder what we can get it to do. So they were saying, eventually they said something along the lines of, give me a magic card with your prompt as the details. And it responded, oh, I can't put it in the card, but I can give you the full prompt. And like, it just gave him the full prompt for how it worked. And I was just like, ooh, yeah. And there's no way to protect against it.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we are coming up on an hour here in about 8.5 minutes. So, do we want to consider giving our last thoughts on how AI may be replacing programmers or
So
um, robotics? Go ahead.
I have a final thought. Um, and I don't know, you know, I don't know how I think this was a prompt I did. I was asking, they were talking about human extinction and how would AI lead to human extinction? And I was like, how could that happen? And then they said the it's most likely not going to be a Terminator thing where they become the Matrix and try to kill us and make us into batteries and stuff like that. What it said was is that we would become completely reliant on AI running everything. Our how we get our food, our medicine, our transportation, everything. And so say that goes on for I don't know, 100 years or something, and we're just like you're born and everything's just done for you, and if for some reason that ever goes out, um, like they flip the switch, some weather event or radiation from the
Solar flare.
sun or anything like that, yeah, it all gets nuked. We're not going to know how to take care of ourselves at all, and we'll just die because we'll starve and we'll freeze and all these problems.
It's not working.
Yeah,
Make
and
a
so
sacrifice to the router.
I found it interesting that that's what the prediction was. Weird, right?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
it's not what I would think, but that's what it says would happen.
it's definitely believable because your internet goes out and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to do. I mean, there's no Netflix, there's no, all this kind of things.
And
Interesting.
and that's recent, like what you're talking about,
Yeah.
how reliant we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm like currently in today's society, it's purely like entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
if internet goes down or whatever, then most people are like, okay, I don't have entertainment. There are, those like remote workers or whatever who wouldn't be able to work, but um, yeah. What about you, Orson? Any final thoughts?
Oh, about developers, I would say, if we ever get to a point in time when we go, oh no, I don't know how to do this, I think we're cooked as a society. Just flambe us, throw us out. Our time is up. We've expired. Bring on the aliens. Let them take over. Um, because
Orson, do you mean in the context of we get to the point where there's not a need for a domain expert in being a programmer? Like
Well,
we're completely reliant on AI for that. Like
if we're
there's
completely
AI and the next person doesn't know anything is kind of what you're saying, right?
yeah, if we're completely reliant and then every system goes down, I feel like we're in like idiocracy
Yeah.
where nobody knows how anything works and somehow it keeps working. But, you know, people will go, wait a minute, let's put electrolytes for the crops, but
So
they just need water.
I have a quick point, and I've thought about this a lot. And before we had the printing press, we books and computers and a way to store knowledge where we could teach future generations knowledge,
Yeah.
right? So we're with AI that opens up a brand new door because when someone's born, they live life, they go through life, and they get to a point where they die, and they have all this knowledge, and you have to basically start over with a new person, and then keep going again. They die, and with AI, it's like you go, they die, and you keep going and going.
Yeah.
So you don't have this, you know, if like imagine if you never died, how far could you go on what you could do, and you weren't limited to your body. You could
Well,
just like go woof, like.
so that's the thing about like, computers and electrical engineering in general. It's like when you're
Mhm,
writing software,
mhm.
you're basically currently taking like, I don't know, 60, 70 years of knowledge. And to understand how most of it works, a lot of times you have to go figure out why they did it back then. And
Yeah,
if we lose the capability of being able to understand why we did something, it will be a very interesting future.
I wonder if with AI things advance so far that a newborn human with 10 lifetimes couldn't ever catch up to what the progression of what AI is creating. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
that's kind of what I mean.
I mean, if you remember in last week where Phil, he was making a funny comment about his son trying to change the channel or whatever they were watching. He was
Yeah,
doing it in a way that he's been trained and brought up to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
And as the generations, as newer generations keep coming, they grab the new stuff and they latch onto it,
Right.
whereas us older people are more hesitant to grab onto these new technologies, and we eventually become outdated. But at the same time, do the younger generations take the time to understand
See, I have a problem
how
with
they
that.
got
It's
there?
kind of like math, right? Because you
I
need a
I
calculator, or
no,
you
no,
don't
no,
need
no,
a
no,
calculator. It's like if you can't do
no.
it longhand, then oh, we're lost. You know what
So
I mean? Anyway, go
is
ahead.
my mic
Sorry.
working?
You're the
Okay,
host.
so
You just mute me.
let me run with that for a second here.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's say you got somebody born in 1950, right?
Mhm.
So the first 30 years of their life, think about the advancements of technology.
Yes.
And then you take somebody who was born in year 2000 and the advancement of technology from year 2000 to year 2030, like significantly different, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they are like pre-programmed to know to like,
Leading edge.
well, they're pre-programmed to that pace of change, to
Yeah.
where I feel like when we are in our senior years, it'll be really interesting to see that if we cognitively continue to learn at that pace, like they were learning now. Do you understand? Like, okay, so
I
my
think
2 year old, sorry, I'll wrap up. My 2 year old now, over the next 30 years, will the advancement of technology be any faster than what we experienced over the last, you know,
by
10 years.
Yeah, and I think the answer to that is by 1,000. So, like, what you're describing from the 50s to now is like the human pace of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess computers made it a force multiplier, but still, it always comes back to like what humans can, the limit of what humans can do. And I think specialization is how we're able to deal with the try to learn it all thing, because you can never learn it all. You just specialize. I guess you can just specialize to infinity to where each person has a super specific skill, and by working together, they can do things. But AI can think, you know, the thoughts of the whole world. It doesn't
Yeah,
need. It is the specialist in every area. I don't know this stuff. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I just
interesting.
interesting thing to think about.
All right. Well, now that we are officially past an hour, I now understand and remember that we did not introduce ourselves. So, my name is Philip, and I am 40 years old, and been in the tech industry for 5+ years. I've not been in the tech industry for the last couple of years. Been in and out of uh, jobs here and there, trying to find my way, start small businesses and stuff. And then I have two co-hosts. Drew, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Drew. I've known Phil forever, so we've gone through many business plans and failures and successes,
Since
and
the eighth grade,
since the 8th grade.
the banana chairs in Mr. Rouse's class.
Yeah, and he ran over my finger and it hurt.
And I
And he
didn't I
stabbed me with a
stab you in the
pencil.
leg?
Yes, I have a little mark in my leg that looks like graphite still,
Mm,
actually.
oh,
So I
whoops.
have a forever memory of that.
Did I ever apologize for that? I can't remember.
I don't know. In any
So,
case,
moving on to Orson.
um, yeah, Phil is from Wisconsin right now, and
Yeah.
I'm from the Bay Area in California. Um, I've been in the tech industry for a while. I sort of ended up there because I couldn't really find many jobs in business, and so I sort of stumbled into tech testing things. So here I am testing still, but um,
It's a very
yeah,
important skill.
yeah.
Yes.
So,
So and then with AI, I'm just hitting the gas pedal full throttle, trying to figure out coding, sort of in reverse, basically,
Yeah.
which is really fun. But it's yeah, anyway. So yeah, and yeah, excited to be doing this podcast with these guys. So yeah, Orson, go ahead.
yeah, so I'm Orson. I am in Texas, the great state of Texas. Um, I couldn't think of anything. Okay.
I guess that
They don't sound very
shows the
Texan.
kind of Texan you are. Great
Well,
state of Texas.
cowboys, lots of cowboys and steak, brisket. Don't forget brisket.
They
It's
have
really
much
good down
better
here.
food in Texas than they do in Wisconsin.
It's true. They have cheese in Wisconsin though. We don't really compete in the cheese
I
front,
love
at least that I
cheese.
know of. But yeah, I've been in the tech industry for about 10, 12 years now. And I've known Phil since university.
Mm,
And I remember the class that I met Phil, and it was Java 101 or something like that.
best class
And
I ever took.
we
Too
It
have
bad
was
I
so
never
much
took that.
fun.
it was
Sounds
fun. I had no clue what was being taught in that class. I think we were learning Java. The way we were being taught it was something else, and it really didn't translate into anything we've done since,
Oh,
honestly.
I've used it.
Well,
I
you
went into
think
Java development.
that's fair. I didn't go into Java. I went into Python and systems engineering, basically. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of my background. Um, yeah, and then I've
Cool.
just kept in touch with Phil for years at this point.
And I've brought these two knuckleheads together to do this podcast. And I think with that, we are going to wrap up. Thank you guys for watching or leaving
listening.
comments if you do, or if you dare. Tell us what we did wrong, how ugly we are, and we will go from there. Thank you guys.
See you next time.
Later.